just want to include a trigger warning for this episode. We do mention sexual assault a little later on, and we wanted to give you all resource that you can contact if you are experiencing it or know anyone who you care about or love who's experiencing sexual assault or has experienced it and needs help. You can call 1-800-656-4673. I don't like small talk at all.
Mm-mm.
It makes me tired. It drains me.
It's so
I want to
stupid.
avoid it like the plague.
Yeah, I want to know.
So how's the weather?
It's like
I mean, the weather is kind of a big deal. It's, it's like it
I
dictates
guess.
a lot, but also no. Moving on.
Seriously, let's get a little deeper.
Let's talk about what you believe.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Yeah, that. But also let's talk about like the concept of forever and the size of the universe.
Yeah, what keeps you up at night?
And you just watched The Martian the other day,
Oh,
and you were like,
so good.
I would totally be in heaven if I lived on a
would.
planet, on a unknown planet, and I had to explore by myself. I would be freaked the fuck out because I wouldn't know how to get back. This is me, like, not surrendering. And
I think that's most people.
I mean, feel like imminent danger potentially.
Yeah, but I feel like it's imminent danger that is of my own. Like, I don't know. I don't like nature. Doesn't. I mean, it does scare me. It's terrifying. Like, there's so many. Like, I feel like that about the ocean. Like, it's so beautiful, but it's like.
Okay, wait. Let me. I have a question that just came up.
It's not even one that you pulled out of the jar.
I think
you pulled it out of your brain.
Yeah. Well, I've asked this of people before because of all the crazy things that have been happening with
the world,
bottom of the ocean. But no, that thing that imploded, the submersible that imploded. Would you rather explore the bottom of the ocean or space? Because they both seem
100%.
equally as freaky, right? Like,
yeah.
Unknown. There's so much we don't know about the ocean.
Space.
Yeah. I feel like I would pick space.
Yeah.
Over.
I'm obsessed. I always have
the
been.
ocean anytime. The ocean freaks me out. I appreciate it and I have a lot of respect for it, but also I'm like, I want the water to be
no
turquoise.
pun intended.
Yeah. SEE.
You can't see anything.
Pun intended. Yeah. I'm like, take me to a tropical location where I can see what I'm walking around in.
No dress code, no rules, just BYOU. It's time to tell society that it's a taboo. You can be the youest you here in the naked room.
I love the element of like an interview. And right now, obviously, we are no one. So we don't have any guests. So until that time arrives, which we hope is soon, I think asking questions of each other and just answering some general like introspective questions that might I'm going to use the word titillate is what. That might titillate other listeners to ask that question of themselves, I think could be fun and really cool. So I wrote this question. So I'll ask you.
Okay.
And then I'll answer it. Kelly, what was your first job?
Okay. Are we talking about like when I was 15 or
it
like
could be
out of college?
Yeah,
okay.
Tell me both.
My first job was I worked in a little boutique store, like a women's clothing store at the place called the Downtown Mall in Charlottesville. It's a brick walking mall for anyone who doesn't.
I know now because I'll live here.
Yeah. But I started when I was 15. I had to turn in a resume and I had nothing on it. I'm like, basically, it's just my information.
You're like, here, it's just like a business card.
Yeah, I should have just given him one of these sticky notes. But it's funny because the woman who I ended up working with, she was 4 years older than me. But yeah, I was working in that job for a little while. I remember my dad was like, Kelly, do you even want to get paid? Because I no one told me that I need to write in my hours.
You're just going in and just like hoping for the best.
And so it was my friend, the 19-year-old, and I were working together a lot. And then it was her mom's store. But yeah, no one told me I was supposed to write down my hours. And so the 19-year-old who I was working with would like write them down for me sometimes. So I would get these paychecks that were like $55 or something, you know? And yeah, I remember my dad just being like, are you giving up your time? What do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know.
No, nobody
It's
told me.
fine." Yeah, exactly. So
I get a discount.
that store's not there anymore. I'm like,
Were they
maybe-
clothes that you liked, or was it like older women's clothes that you like? It wasn't.
It was also like jewelry and incense and other. So it was yes. Yeah. It was like a cool store
Yeah.
to go to, like a little local boutique.
And
So
you were 15.
yeah,
Did you ever steal anything?
No.
A good job.
I have stolen exactly 2 things in my life,
I think I have.
aside from
too.
people's hearts.
Oh, but
No,
insert.
I have
drum roll.
stolen. I stole both things when I was a teenager. I stole, other than that time when I got charged with petty larceny for driving off without paying for gas, because
You told me about
it didn't charge my car. The machine did not charge my car. This was
technology was the thief, not you.
yes, and I went back the next day and paid it. I got a call from a cop. It was all like garbly and I couldn't understand, and I got really mad because this is the same cop that we have a lot to unpack here, because this is the same cop who got me for my first underage possession of alcohol charge
Oh, geez.
in Radford, Virginia, small town. His name, not joking here, is Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, we had a slaughter in
I wonder if
in
he
West
was,
Virginia. I wonder if the whole family is
I wonder if he was double
crap
timing.
cops. No.
Yeah.
Or double time. I mean, that could be a thing too, because the cop in the town where I grew up was the cop in like the 4 towns around us. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, there weren't a lot of people who were up for the job.
We can dive into all of that another
Yeah.
time, but the 2 things I've stolen ever in my life are an eye pencil from CVS when I was like 16 or
What's
17.
an eye pencil?
An eye pencil? Like
Oh, like an eyeliner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
yeah. Eyeliner.
I
Eyeliner.
pictured like a writing pencil that had like eyes on it.
No,
like
no.
it was. You're like, I have to have this.
I'm like, maybe I used the wrong term. I'm like, but you were also a makeup artist. So I was like, maybe I did use the wrong.
I would call it an eyeliner, but
Eyeliner.
it is a pencil for your eyes,
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, so an eyeliner pencil,
Mhm,
eye pencil liner, and one of those massive jawbreakers from Disney World,
Oh, I remember
because I went
those.
on an orchestra trip in senior year of high school,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's basically a free sample. You know, I'm just like
Just
pulling it
gonna
out.
take that.
Yeah.
That's
So
fine.
those are the 2 things that I stole knowingly, like on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, maybe I've cut some other things, but no, I've always been
Those
pretty
stick out to
I've been
you.
pretty good. I've been pretty moral, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
You've
that
had
was-
integrity.
To go back around to it, that was my first job.
Uh-huh.
What about you?
My first job. So you did, your first, like when you were younger.
15. I'm not going to go into the other ones because you asked first job. I'm like, that was technically my first
That was
job.
your first job. I
Yeah.
guess my first, like, I mean, it wasn't on the books, but our neighbor that lived up the hill, like through the, literally through the woods, had horses. And when I was always like really into the horses. My dad and I would like walk up there to visit them. And I think I was like 11 or 12. And she, Susan she said that if I wanted to walk up, like, I think it was in the mornings before school, I would walk up and like muck stalls or do something. And she like basically, I think, let me ride the horses in exchange and also gave me like a little cash under the table. But I
Mhm.
remember that being the first time that I was like, I'm doing this and making money. And I would shovel snow in the winter and like do stuff like that
Oh, yeah.
and
Okay.
make like little. So those are like side jobs. But my first like on the books job, I was 17 or 18. I think I was 18 and worked at a call center
Oh,
called
God.
Aegis Communications.
Oh, God.
And it was where everyone worked that like didn't work at the gas station, like it was like the one job where you were like in an air conditioned, like, it felt very corporate, even though it was like in a strip mall with a Subway.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't mind it. Like it was very like routine, you go in, you get your little headset on, then you go through
Yep.
like all these calls. And
I don't have thick enough skin for working in a call center.
I think I lucked out and I didn't really have, because most of the things, most people were calling to set up cell service, right? So like you had to do a credit check. I think that was like, you got all their information, did a credit check. And
Okay.
the only time I ever had like words with someone because you were allowed, like, I remember them in orientation saying, like, if somebody like repetitively like curses you out or cusses you out, you can drop the call, like you can hang up,
God.
but otherwise you need to try to like bring it back and like try to make the sale. I had this guy call and he was really like short with me, like not really like mean at first or saying anything that was, you know, whatever. Like he was calling to get another cell phone line. You put in their information and he already had a account with us. And so he kept saying it was very adamant that it not be on the same account. Like he's like, no, I do not want to add one to my account. I want to open up an entirely separate account. And so
He had like a burner phone.
he's beating around the bush and yeah, essentially, which is not illegal really, like at all, but he's beating around the bush. And when I started asking more questions that I had to ask, which was like, okay, well, we can open up a different one, but you know, essentially, I don't remember how it went down, but he basically ended up admitting that he was getting this for like his mistress. Like he's like, I don't want my wife to know. He was like asking questions like, is it going to show up on our main account? Like, don't send any of this to the house and all of that. And I ended up opening the account for him, but not only did I note on his main account that he did this, and I specifically used the word mistress, but I'm pretty sure I called his wife's cell phone and left a message saying like, this message is for so-and-so, just letting you know that the phone that you were setting up for such and such, you know, will be shipped at this certain time. And
savage.
No worries. Like, you know, I've made sure to follow through with your request that your other account not show access of this or whatever it was, because I was just so fed up with this guy, because he ended up saying like he ended up being really mean because he was in a hurry and it was taking time to do this credit check, and he ended up being like, what's the fucking hold up or something, and I was just like, oh yeah,
yes,
I will burn your life down.
Oh my God, I love the like very subtle female empowerment. It's actually not even that subtle, but you're just like, whatever.
Yeah,
fuck
no,
this guy.
fuck that. Like, I'm sorry. If he was a nice guy, then I would have done the thing that I always do, and I would have probably come up with something in my mind of like you know, well, maybe, you know, who knows? It's not
Maybe
always
his wife is terrible,
right? It's not always the guy's fault. So it's like maybe she's shit. Maybe he's trying to get out of an abusive relationship with his wife. Like, who fucking knows?
Right.
But I could tell by the guy's attitude towards me as a woman and how he had like no respect and absolute no regard for my time and my whatever. I was like, yeah, this guy's a shitbag. So
yeah,
I hope I ruined his life. No, that's so bad. I hope that woman got out of what seems like it probably wasn't a great marriage.
Yeah, I'm sure she had a gut instinct.
Yeah,
like you can't. There's no denying that kind of thing. Okay.
So yeah, that was first job stories. Next question.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Of course, you have some kind of epic thing in there. All right, here we go. Oh, this is like such a big thing. I have to pick. Yeah. Okay.
I wish I had my little drum pad from high school.
What are 3 things you have in common with your partner?
Oh, I wrote that one. Okay, cool.
Yep. I'm asking you, and then
you're gonna ask me first. Okay, yeah. Okay, so my partner
just staring at each other.
Well, it's funny because it came from that list of 36 questions, and so it is supposed to be like your romantic partner. But then I was like, it could also be like we're partners in our podcast.
Let's go.
So it could be whatever. I'll let you choose. Like, do you want it to be?
Let's go with us.
Us. Okay, I like that. Okay, 3 things that I think we have in common, because you'll answer it as well.
Yeah,
I think that we both have like. There's another like we're gonna have to edit out. Can't stop. Won't stop. I
can't help it.
Feel
it's a millennial
that
thing.
I'm trying to take pauses instead of saying it so often. I feel that we both have, what is the word that I'm looking for? I'm blanking on it. We're both very driven. When we set our sights on something, we dig in so hard. We don't beat around the bush with it. It's not like we have an idea and we're like, oh, maybe we'll do that, and maybe I'll like fiddle with it a little bit. Usually it's like there's this turning point that's like, I've decided I'm going to do this and I'm going in 110%, And then I think the second thing that we have in common is that we have this thing where we will be hard on ourselves initially if it doesn't like work out or something, or if it doesn't go the way that we thought, but we also have a very logical, practical side to us that trusts in like the universe and whatever it is, where we can adjust our sails and be like, well, we went into it thinking it was going to be this, and we put all this energy and this effort into it, and the outcome wasn't what we expected from the beginning, but it's this different thing that I didn't even know that I needed. And so we know now that that was the purpose of the thing that we did.
Yeah.
So
I concur.
yeah. Here. So that's 2. 3, a third thing I think we have in common would be, I mean, there's so many.
Yeah.
The thing that's coming to mind right now is like our love of humor. I think that we both like
Yes.
love to laugh. We love to put humor into things.
We have the same sense of humor.
And and we have the same sense of humor. And I think that's like one thing that definitely connected us as friends like immediately, was just like, oh yeah, you have that goofball like attitude about you, and you can find it and insert it in moments that are like too serious. I
Yeah.
think we both have found that because we do kind of like, when we get in our head about something, we do feel very serious about it. And we've kind of developed this ability to like insert the goof, to be like, all right. Like, hold on. Like, it is serious, but also we can see this like lighthearted side of it, or this like silly side of it, to balance it out. And that's
Yeah.
probably also because we're both Libras.
Yep. Which is another thing.
Which
that
is
we have in
another
common.
thing.
Okay, I'll add 3 more.
Okay.
We're both very optimistic people. We
Yeah.
tend to see the silver lining in things, even when it doesn't feel like there is one. We are both fiercely loyal in
Mhm.
our relationships with our friends and our partners, our
Mhm.
our male counterparts, and that's it. There's nothing else in common.
That's it. No, that's all. Everything else is just shit. No.
No. And then we do both have a very deep love for music. Just
Mhm.
lots of different genres. I think you and I are wired the same around the fact that we can't really like pick a favorite genre. It's
Yeah.
really based on the mood and setting the mood, and because you went into that in a different conversation we had too when I asked you.
Oh my
If you
God. When
had
you
to-
short circuited my brain by asking me to select one album for it. Well, it was for the rest of my life. And then you had to
6
change it to
months.
6 months. Otherwise, I would have just
Yeah.
spontaneously combust.
But music is just a big driving force in both of our lives. I did grow up playing violin. I played violin for a long time, and you've been playing music for many more years since, because you grew up playing music as well, and your family's very musical. And now I'm married to a musician, and I just feel like it's a very deep rooted thing in both of our lives.
It is. Yeah. I always think it's cool to have that conversation with my mom, because my mom is like, she will say she can't carry a tune in a bucket. She doesn't play any instruments, but she has this like deep love of music and always has. And it's really cool to see that, like, because I think about how my dad was so musical, and like all my siblings, like all of his children, even my half brother, like all took that on. And it's funny because I'm like, my mom, so opposite, but not really though. Like her love of music is so deep. Like I remember she came to visit me when I lived in LA, and we went into Hollywood, and like I have this picture that I love of her so much, where she has like the biggest grin on her face, and she had just tossed like a $5 or $10 bill in the bucket of a busking guy who was just sitting there playing like the buckets, like drummers. And it's so funny. I'm like, oh yeah, it like clicked with me then. I'm like, she's been funding musicians like her whole like,
Yeah.
I don't know about her whole life, because I don't know I'll have to talk to her and see if when she was younger, if she like was around music as much as in her adult life. But yeah, it's definitely runs deep. That's cool.
I don't know if I have ever told you this. I probably haven't. I definitely have not talked to you about this, but my dad, so I'm not I do not identify as religious. I definitely identify as spiritual, but
Mm-hmm.
my dad grew up in that my dad's dad was a minister. My dad and my uncle, his brother, were some of the first people to sing gospel on TV. But yeah, my dad and uncle were like singing gospel to like 500 people in a like
That's so
studio audience or
cool.
something like that.
Gospel music's
I
so
just know
good.
it. Yeah, exactly.
We have to all go to Jazz Fest soon. I feel like
Yes.
that experience is.
Speaking of music, I just hit your guitar.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay. Next question. Oh, it's my writing again. I'm not getting any years. All right. Whatever. It's a
fine.
good one.
That's fine.
What amount of money would change your life?
Well, if I had $5, $6, I could go and get a latte. It changed my life for a moment.
For a moment. I know it's an interesting question.
Wow. Okay, this is it's interesting because this is a bit of a deep dive for me too. Because I think about, I am so wired to think about investing and like where I would allocate funds. Curtis and I do this game all the time where I'm like, okay, we get $1 million inheritance.
Yeah, where does that's actually how I started. I was gonna write like, what would you do with $1 million? But then I thought this was a little different because I feel like people always focus on it being this like huge sum, and maybe that is what it would take to change your life. But I think for most people in conversations I've had, it's like it actually wouldn't have to be that vast.
No.
Like there, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I will say that in the last couple of years, I have been gifted some, not enough where I can like sit on my ass and never do anything again. And I also am not wired like that.
yeah.
So regardless of how much money I have, I'm still going to be driven, like we were talking about before. One of the things we have in common, but being gifted, like Curtis is working and he's been in demand and working a lot, and I haven't really been making very much money in this last year and a half. But even that amount where I know that I've got a little bit of a base,
a cushion,
literally the net. I took a leap of faith, left my job, and I had no idea. We had like saved up, I think we had like a $50,000 nest egg because we had sold a condo and then went and bought that property out
your
like
rental.
an hour and 20 minutes from here.
If you're looking for an Airbnb cabin,
Golden
sponsored
Ridge.
by Golden Ridge Cabin.
Golden Ridge Cabin.
Kind of though, because Curtis did buy us some stuff for the podcast. So
he did. He did.
Kind of sponsored by Golden Ridge.
Yeah. But I feel like it's just a matter of knowing that there's a bit of a safety net. So it's like we had that money that we didn't use for the next property. It was left over from equity from selling a property in Los Angeles. And so I knew 6 months in advance that I was going to be leaving my job. And so that I knew that I had that money. That money would not have carried us. If I had not gotten another check, then I would have been in a situation where I would have had to go and like look for another job straight away. But my life does feel like it's changed because I feel like I have a lot more freedom of time recently. And then it worked out that Curtis and Zula, our dog, and I could drive across the country and be here. And you and I have been looking to do something together for like a decade. And so then the timing just worked out that you and I both have open time and space right now that we could sit down and have these conversations and start a podcast. And so the long and the short of it is I think it's more the peace of mind that comes with knowing that there's a little bit of a cushion. So my life does feel like it's changed, but I guess that's one part of the question. To change my life completely where I I know I don't have to worry about money ever again. I don't know, probably like if I had like 5 to 7 million and I knew that I could put it in a fund where it's gaining
growing
interest or something that would make it feel like I don't have to think about getting a job or making additional money. So what about you?
I feel Both sides too. Like you, I'm like, well, yeah, like $20 is life changing, and on some days, because
Yeah.
it's, you know, right now, like we're, you know, we made a big leap of kind of faith, I guess, and changed from our life of when we, you know, lived in LA and felt like things were more, just like, what's a word I could use? They were more like structured. Like we knew, you know, everything was very much like we had a routine down, like financially, and everything was very set. And we knew that moving here, we were going to be walking away from that, but that it would be for the greater good of like being able to have more freedom and being able to kind of have a more of the lifestyle that we want. Both of us we aren't city people by any means. And so we were just constantly waking up and feeling like we needed our life to be kind of smaller and more simple, and so that we could focus on things that really mattered. And so I think that right now, where we're at, when I think about amount of money that would be life changing, it's like not that much. It's like whatever would help me not be in debt, essentially.
Mhm.
Like being able to just be working and surviving would feel better than working, surviving, and also having like the looming thing of debt. So it's like, you know, like 70 grand right now would be like a life-changing thing. Like it'd be like,
Yeah.
whoa, like you know, there would be so much more. But yeah, on the grand scheme of things, of what would be like, yeah, mega life-changing, I don't know. Again, I don't think it would be that much. Like I think about right now, we have like you know, we don't own our cabin. So it's like if I were to really change my life and feel like super at ease, I would want to like buy this cabin, which I'm assuming would probably be like $1 million, and then, you know, pay off my debt. And then I don't think I'd ever want to stop working, but knowing myself, like I'd want the things that I do and the things that I contribute to the world to be creative things, which, as any creative knows, it doesn't usually pay the bills right away. So I guess I'd need some sort of cushion
Yeah.
for that. And so, yeah, it probably wouldn't be much. It would probably be like a couple mil. And I feel like I would just like keep building. Like, I don't know that I'd ever want to feel like I don't have to ever work again.
Yeah.
Maybe I would need the drive of, you know, and I also sometimes like a challenge, and weirdly like a financial I think I like to be humbled in the sense that it brings me back down to earth. Like right now where we're like growing our food and we have the chickens, and I'm being more conscious of things. Like I don't just like hop in my truck and drive somewhere without thinking about what the gas is going to be, and where that can be really debilitating sometimes when it's something that I like really need to do or want to do. It makes me feel like humbled and a little more wholesome that like there were so many times in my life where I didn't do that. I was like wasteful.
Yeah.
And I know you can go back and forth and be like, well, you know, it's like sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and be like, well, going and like, you know, whatever it is, like spending time with people and driving and doing something, it's not wasteful if it's that. And I agree. But I just kind of like the sense of like the reality and the just the way that we live right now compared to when we were in LA I just feel a lot more connected to like life and just
Yeah.
like everything. Like I feel like I feel everything more, which can be bad, can be good because I'm like such a feeler, but I just feel very like, okay, everything has a meaning and everything has a purpose. And I don't feel like I'm like floating up here. I'm like really like aware of the cost of things and and my time, like how valuable my own time is and how valuable other people's time is. And I think that sometimes when I feel too comfortable, like financially, I like lose sight of that or something.
The really wonderful thing now though
Mm-hmm.
because you have this perspective,
Yeah.
and you've been in circumstances before where you've gotten this type of perspective, but this feels a little different.
Yeah.
The really wonderful thing now is once you are in a place, because eventually you will be more financially stable
Mhm.
and you'll pay off your debt and you are going to have more money to spend, you're going to take this perspective that you have right now with you. Because I know that you've been doing you've been very thoughtful about all of it.
Mhm.
And you made this decision to move here to Virginia from LA with Oliver very thoughtfully, and you knew what you were getting yourself into
Mhm.
with piecing out of LA and coming
Yeah.
here. So, yeah. But I know that you're setting yourself up for a deep appreciation of abundance when you do. I mean, you already have a lot of abundance, but
Yeah.
as far as financial abundance goes, you're going to have a deep appreciation.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It feels very I've talked to my sister and my mom about this, I feel like when they were here, and I was like, I've had both, like I feel like there's been times like when I first lived in LA where I felt like and living in Nantucket, like I've always had this weird combination of like luxury and primal, like pioneer, like it's so funny. And I think that kind of is who I am as a person too.
Yeah.
Like I love like living off the land and like really um appreciating like the small things and like the work that goes into things and all of that. But I also appreciate how beautiful and luxurious those things can be elevated to.
Yeah.
And so I know there's something there because my life is always lined up to be that way. It's like, even growing up in West Virginia, we were, below middle class, and my mom worked so hard to make things seem very, like, I always felt like our home was very like warm, and like, she put all these like thoughtful touches. We always had these beautiful flowers. Like, she worked so hard, and we always had fresh vegetables because we always had a garden. It was like those things felt very luxurious to me.
Mhm.
And then moving to LA and experiencing what other people, or like stereotypically what most people in LA see as luxury, like a really nice car, and like
it's hedonism.
it's weird. And
Yeah.
I dabbled in it for sure. Like I bought, brand new Mustang.
It's hard
and like
not to.
it's hard not to, because you have to, I think you have to experience those things, or otherwise you won't know. And
Yes.
you'll wonder like, well, maybe that is the ticket. And I think that I had enough experience in my life and through other people's experiences to see a little bit of like, I don't think that like I worked as a personal assistant for some higher, like wealthy people, and
It's not going to fix anything.
it's not going to fix. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm like, these people have the same exact problems that I do, if not more, because
Yes.
of their wealth. And so I think I was really lucky to see that in the beginning at a younger age, like in my early 20s, and just kind of be like, noted. Okay. So what I want to strive for might not necessarily be, this like number, but I want to strive for this like lifestyle that allows me to like, I don't know, I feel like I could talk in circles and get like really introspective about it, but it's like, I want to be able to, stress less for sure, so that I can make decisions for myself that benefit not only myself, but other people around me, to understand what abundance there is in simplicity.
Yeah.
If that makes
The
sense.
takeaway for me is, it's true that money doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy peace of mind.
Yeah.
It buys freedom,
Yeah.
but it really has to come.
You have to use that
from a
in the right
mindset.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you go into thinking that money is going to cure all of my issues and I'm not going to have to suffer anymore, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to be sorely mistaken.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a lot of things that you have to contend with. But
Yeah.
if you're like, I know that this money is going to open up time and space for me to be able to be creative
Yeah.
and not be stressed out, because we know creativity doesn't work very well when you're stressed out.
Yeah, exactly.
flow.
Yeah. Both. It's so true.
I think
It's like,
that's the general thesis that I'm picking up on.
yeah, like it'll lay down like a, the next stepping stone for you. But if you're like this, if you haven't fed yourself enough, you don't have the energy to even use, like, you can't utilize that stepping stone.
Yeah. You still, I think, as long as you're grounded and understanding that it's not going to be the cure all,
Yeah.
but it can it can help support in certain things, then you're going to be a lot happier.
Yeah.
Not you, the royal you.
Me, the royal
You,
me.
the royal you. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Wait, I'm going to try to pick out my own handwriting so that we
If you
can
haven't
memorize.
realized already, listeners, this is why we love this question game, because it's never yes or no.
Okay.
The way that our brains work.
I picked out one of mine.
We get deep. Oh, you did? Oh, good. So this means I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so this one's so relationship life lessons. What have you learned about yourself through your romantic relationships? Maybe like one big pivotal thing.
Through any of my romantic relationships.
Like any maybe like through a pattern that you developed, or like through your relationship with Oliver, or in your marriage when you were 19, whatever it is.
Man, I mean, I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a series of big
very
lessons.
open-ended, but yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, I think if I were to like make it in one big kind of category, like I've learned a lot about what I want from like what's important to me in another person or a partner, and what are big no-nos for me. Like,
yep.
You know,
red flags.
Yeah, big red flags. Like addiction runs in my family, and I think that growing up, I didn't realize. I thought that was just kind of something that, you know, was just par for the course. You know, like people have their, you know, flaws and things like that. And got married really young, and in that marriage there was some addiction issues, and I think that relationships, like, they just teach you so much about yourself. Like you learn about other people because you're in this, like, you know, day to day with them or whatever. But I think mostly they teach you things about yourself. And I've learned that I like peace.
So why are you in a relationship at all?
With a man.
I know. God, I love that one TikTok video of a woman being like, I wish I could be a lesbian.
I know.
Come
on, I tried.
I cannot sit on someone's face.
I can't do.
Or no, I
can't have somebody else sit on my face. Oh my God. I think we say that with all of our, we have such good like female friends, and I feel like we all feel that way. We're all like, God damn it. If we were attracted to each other, our lives would be perfect. Like,
I guess we should probably ask some women who are in lesbian relationships.
Yeah, right. They would be like, no.
I think it comes with its own set of, like, every relationship. Communication in general is just really challenging.
Yeah, I like peace. Like, you know, I think a lot of people might relate to that. Like I think the things that attract us initially to a person, or like just primally attract us to somebody, aren't always the things that you want in a partner. Like, you know, you might want them in like a fling, you know, like you want somebody that's like mysterious and like, you know, like has some like grit about them or something, and this, you know, whatever, this magnetic energy, like they're just like the life of the party. And then when you get into like the, you know, the day to day with that type of person or something, you're like, oh, actually maybe that's like what I like to, you know, go out and enjoy. Like,
when
but
I'm
not
ovulating.
Exactly. Like
I look for the guy who has the biggest muscles.
I had that conversation yesterday where I was saying, like, you know, if you were to pick your type by like geographically, you know, what do you think like the most attractive like country of men is? And I was like, I think I feel like Scottish men really like, or, you know, like I like a brick shit house. I love how these questions always like go down such big funny trails. I have felt that about myself for so long that I think that the things that attract me to like the things that attract me, the personality traits that attract me to a man are usually not connected to the things that physically attract me to a man. And I think a lot of it might be like, I have a theory that like wherever you grew up and like whatever you originally saw as like, for us as female, like a female attracted to men, I grew up around like pretty manly men. Like they were like, you know, working on cars and like real doing construction and things like that. And that's the type of men that I normally am like initially physically attracted to. And so I think it can depend. Like if you didn't grow up around like, you know, in the South, like right around like country men, like that might not be the thing that like hooks you. And I feel like it's probably the same for you. Like you grew up here. I haven't seen that like as much of that type of man here, I guess, as where I grew up. But I wonder like, yeah, like what do you think like when you were younger, what was your
My type?
yeah, like what do you think
Or whatever
that
that. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know that I've had a type. I feel like it's been,
I haven't really either, I guess, but like
it's like whoever I,
connect with.
there. Okay. It's interesting because you were talking about the concept of being like, oh, I want the life of the party, or I want
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So I would go through different phases where I'd be like, oh, I want like a guy with a football player physique. Who's like kind of a teddy bear.
Yeah.
And so I dated somebody kind of like that, and that was just not a good match at all. And then I also dated the life of the party, like the guy who was always hosting parties when I was in college. And that was volatile as fuck. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I definitely, like, bad sides of me came out in that relationship. But yeah, I don't know. I've never, yeah, I've been all over the map.
Have you ever had, this isn't even one of the questions, but now I'm just thinking of it and my phone just died too, so it's not doing video anymore.
Well, now,
whatever.
so now my type would be like, okay, when my last boyfriend before Curtis and I got together, when we broke up, I wrote a list of what I wanted in a partner.
I did that before I met Oliver.
Olivier. He's the French version of Oliver. Yeah. I wrote out this list, and it was are you missing something?
I wanted to find my charger and plug my phone in, but
Oh.
I guess it's not that important. Keep going.
I had
Disappeared. Oh.
I feel like it was more about the connection than the look. Like I didn't write down very many things.
Yeah, I
as
didn't
far as
write
the
anything
physical.
about physical either. I feel like I have to find that. And
I don't even think that I talked about height in there, which is kind of crazy because, like, okay, so my first boyfriend when I was 15, I had other like little things before I was 15, but like my first like serious boyfriend where it lasted a year, he was like 3 inches shorter than me. And then I also
he was like 3 inches tall.
He was like 3 inches
He was a
tall.
mouse.
I put him in my pocket.
Stuart.
And I carried him around. Yeah. I was like,
he drove a tiny little red sports
little
car.
pocket. Yeah, a tiny red sports car.
And he loved to
He was
make
very
Italian
fuzzy. Yeah.
This is what happens when I have 2 cups of coffee. I haven't even finished this one yet.
Okay, wait. Okay, let's take it back to what did I learn from my relationships? Because you
oh
went
yeah.
You went into that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep it focused on
Thanks.
No, I was gonna say, like, for myself, I'll keep it focused on I learned what I didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a major thing. So it was like leading up to being with Curtis, I noticed certain patterns, like a certain pattern that I was following. I was going for unavailable people. So it was emotionally unavailable people. I had this expectation at a year and a half into a relationship that it was going to end because I had multiple examples of that.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with 3 different people before Curtis and I started dating. And all of them kind of like started to fall apart at like a year and a half. And so I remember when Curtis and I got together and then we moved in together. And then at about a year and a half, I started testing him, like without even realizing that that's what I was doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, because it was coming from this like this deep like animalistic kind of reaction.
Yeah.
Of, okay, all these other people abandoned me.
So this must be about to happen. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you feel like you were trying to sabotage it? That's like your test, or you were just like,
I was testing him to see if he was going to stay.
mm-hmm.
I don't think I was trying to sabotage it.
What do you like? What did you do? What were some of your tests? Do you remember, or was it so just subconscious that you
I think
like
I
were
would,
you like,
pick
I'm not
fights.
gonna have sex with you for like
No.
like or
No, I also spent a lot of time in the two relationships, not the one before Curtis and I started dating, but the two before that. So like
Mhm.
4.5 years off
Yeah.
and on, I spent so much time being rejected, like sexually.
Yeah.
And I know that had nothing to do with me. Like now in hindsight, I'm like,
Yeah.
that was something that was going on with
That person.
with those people.
Mhm.
One of them actually seems like he was I think he was bi, but didn't want to admit it.
Mhm.
Because I heard some stories after
Yeah.
we broke up that he was like he had a girlfriend and was hooking up with a guy. And
Yeah.
it's like, damn, I can't even imagine like the amount of
Turmoil and
crap that he was dealing with, like trying to neglect that part of himself.
and not be authentic to that.
Yeah. But so I learned through all of this, I learned what I didn't want. And then and I'm still working on this. I've been with Curtis for almost 11 years. I'm working on my patience.
God help him.
Because he is one of, if
Working
not
on
the
my
most,
patience. What are
Yeah.
you doing to work on that patience? Just talking about
beating my head against the wall.
Yeah.
No, he is actually, you know him really well.
Yeah.
He's like probably, if not one of the most, he is the most patient person ever.
He's a golden retriever. Like if you talk about
totally
men,
is.
yeah, like I
Yeah.
feel like that's a common
Yeah.
term, and he falls into golden retriever for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm trying to learn by example. He's leading by example, and I'm like not taking the treat if we're keeping up with.
Yeah. Well, because sometimes
I'm not on cue over here.
sometimes I think the example, it's hard because we talked about this the other day. Like if you're in a state of mind or you're in like a mood where you don't feel patient about like something, then somebody else having this like radical patience about it can be really like fucking annoying because you're just like, you don't especially if
Yeah.
it's something that
You don't understand.
yeah,
me.
like something that you feel really like passionate about or that you feel is important that you can't like hold, you're not like, okay, I'm just going to be like calm and patient. Then it's tough because I think as a partner, that person's like, let me like you do with Tater when you come in, like my dog that's like so fucking amped to see you. You're like, all right, I'm going to be really calm and I'm going to hope that, and that works for
Yes.
dogs most of the time. But sometimes when you do that with people, if they're not like,
no, with her.
no, yeah, it doesn't work with Tater. Nothing calms that bitch down. I mean, this is my question, but we're just doing
Okay.
luck of the draw.
And we have so many
Okay.
more to do for other.
This has been a common question in female society recently, and you
Oh,
sent
good.
me
Good.
you sent me a
I'm glad we're ending on it. Whatever.
yeah, whatever it is. You sent me a TikTok that a guy started a brunch
Yeah.
recently and he didn't know.
It's in Ohio.
Yeah, in Marion, Ohio. He started a brunch that's like a daytime, well, brunch is daytime, but that's like women only sing along. And he didn't understand that when people started commenting, there were a lot of men commenting on these videos that he was posting, just like ragging on the women who are just like having a good
Yes.
time with each other. And he was like, wow, y'all have to deal with this like a lot. And they're like, yes, this is why we choose the bear. And he didn't understand what that meant.
I actually didn't know that either.
Oh, good. Well,
To
this
admit.
question will be
Yeah.
great. So I might not phrase it correctly, but there's been this question going around in female society that's like, if you were in the wild and you were by yourself, you were like camping or whatever, and you came upon,
Okay.
would you rather come upon a bear or a strange man that you don't know that might have ulterior motives?
Oh God. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Are we talking about a grizzly bear or?
This can be your
Run away.
prerogative, but like a big bear, like
Yeah. We are so deeply wired to be used to those advances and those the comments that the men are making about us going and doing our freaking metaphorical sing-alongs,
Yeah.
that I think we've become desensitized. I'm just gonna say that it's like a black bear or something, because they're a lot more docile than the grizzlies.
What's fucked up is I think that most women choose the bear because they assume, and it's not an assumption that's in the wrong, but they assume that if a man has, if they come across a man in the wild that has like ill will, like whether it's like they're gonna, you know, I don't even think it's like, oh, would you rather be murdered by a man or a bear? Because like, well, but you know what I mean? But I think that I think that most women go choose the bear because like they don't want to be raped.
Yeah.
That's where my mind goes, is I was like, yeah, I guess I'd rather like fight off, like, but then again, I think like I do probably have a better chance of fighting off a man than a bear. But then that also goes to my
you
like
can kick him in the balls.
Overconfidence of feeling like I'm as strong as a man. Like I've always just felt this like warrior against me. And it's like, whatever. Like you might you know, like you might be stronger, but I feel like I'm pretty clever. But but it is kind of sad. Like I think that's the whole, I think
that's the option.
That's the option is like, and yeah, it's like, yeah, you run from a bear, do you go, yeah, like a man that has a weapon, or a bear that it wants to eat you. And like most women don't even think about it. They're just like, the bear, I don't even care. I don't know what that man wants, but I don't want to come across a strange man in the wild equals scary danger.
It could be a serial killer.
Yeah, and a bear.
I watch way too much true crime.
I know, right? Yeah, alone in the and it's
that's probably part of it too. True crime is so popular now that all these women are like,
bear.
I know it's a murderer.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, he's definitely gonna like tie me up and put me in the back of his fucking Subaru. I don't know. You felt so. I don't know why I was getting.
It's like
so offended.
It's
sorry.
It's a Mitsubishi.
I know they never have Subarus. What are they always driving? It's like a.
What are they always?
Astro
it's like
van.
A Chevy.
I don't know. Yeah, right.
Like the work vans, like the white work van.
Ugh.
Or a Bronco.
Oh.
In the 90s. OJ.
Oh no, I thought he was innocent.
Well, he is dead now, so
can't keep up.
Nope.
Oof.
What about you? Bear or dude?
I guess like I have the same initial thought as like most women, where if I don't think about it, I'm like bear, you know, because it's like I just wouldn't want to deal with it. But then if I'm being really practical, then I'm like probably a man, because I feel like as far as, you know, I probably have a bet. Like it's hard. There's so many different scenarios. Do both the man and the bear have like intentions to kill me? Then I'm probably going to choose the man, because a bear would be pretty tough to.
Because you could fight off the.
Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility I could try to fight off a bear, but I think that a lot of women are like, yeah, you say that and then you freeze, like you don't know
right.
And I've had that happen too, where luckily it, you know, I was in environments where there were other people around and stuff too, but I have had, I understand and fully recognize that is also a very common response, because it's happened to me before, where it's just like, you're just so shocked by the action that somebody's taking towards you that you just are so like, it's like you short circuit and it paralyzes you.
Well, you have like an out of body experience.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I understand.
You disassociate.
But I think if I was in the wild, like, you know, and I had a minute to be like, shit's about to go down and I need to get into my headspace, like, yeah, I would do whatever it takes.
This makes me think of so the book Wild, but then Reese Witherspoon was in the movie. Do you remember? I think you and Curtis and I went to see it in the theater together, maybe.
But, oh yeah, we did.
But remember, she's out hiking the Pacific Crest Trail by herself, and then there's those two like backwoods dudes who are out there. I just remember, I think any woman who's seen that would have that visceral reaction. Like my pits are sweating right now thinking about it. That visceral reaction. She's like setting up her tent for the night, and these dudes come up, and then she like is quickly putting away her stuff and like, oh no, I'm gonna go somewhere else for the night. Yeah. And she like runs for a while. Like this is one of those instances where you like at least have a dog with you or something.
Oh yeah.
You know? And that's what's so messed up. Like,
that has to be the case.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's messed up.
I've noticed maybe it's just people like realizing that they can't
Mm-hmm.
continue being outward
Yeah.
with their cat calls or something. Like there's like that is not okay anymore. That's not okay enough anymore that people
Yeah.
are like, oh, well, I'm just going to conceal
Yeah.
this.
And move
And
forward.
so then
People will
maybe
talk back.
yeah,
I
maybe
remember-
it manifests in like people being creepy on a trail. you know?
Yeah. It is wild. It's like I get it. I feel so bad sometimes for men. It's just like I hate that I'm saying that, but
You feel bad for the men who
for the
are
men who
being
aren't,
painted.
who don't have like
For the
bad
good men.
intentions. Like the guy I dated before Oliver was on. He came home one day. He had been on the steamship, the ferry that takes you off island for like a I think it was a sports game, a sports ball game. It was some sort of sporting event that he was taking his 8-year-old, or no, she was like maybe 9, like his 9-year-old daughter too. So it was he and his daughter, and the daughter had some friends that were around the same age, and his daughter had to go to the bathroom on the boat, and I think her friend's like, I'll go with you. And I can't remember exactly how it happened, but essentially he walked them to the bathroom and waited outside the bathroom door because in his mind he wants to keep his daughter and her friend safe and make sure that they go to they're young, that they get into the bathroom, they go, and that they know to find their way back to wherever they're seating. But so his perspective and his level of protection is telling him that he has to protect somebody. And this woman saw a man standing outside of the women's bathroom waiting for 2 young girls to come out, not understanding that he was one of their father,
Dad.
and yelled at him and was like, and making a scene, which is like, so it was interesting to me because he was pissed. He was like so mad at this woman. And I'm like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But from her perspective too, like had it not been you, and had that actually been a strange man waiting outside the bathroom for your daughter, wouldn't you be so fucking glad that this woman made a fuss about it
Yeah.
and stood up and said something? And, but and it's so hard. It's like,
Well, we've all there's a really deep sensitivity across society right now. And I'm like, what would I do in that situation? I feel like I would have, as the woman,
observing like
I would
a
have
man.
stood back and observed.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like, maybe I would have like followed
Mhm.
them when
Yeah.
the kids got out, just to make sure that everything's cool. Because
Mhm.
you could probably tell in some way whether or not a child is showing signs of distress.
For sure. Yeah. In most cases, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's not always going to be the case, but
I think I've gotten a lot more vocal. I've always been very observant. Like it's just
Yeah.
a part of who I'm always like, I've got your 10, your 20, your all of it. Like usually anytime we're out. So I would probably have been observing, but I feel like,
I'm always looking out for other women though.
yeah, I feel like I probably would have like went to the bathroom myself and either talked to the girls while I'm in there, like, oh, is that your
Yeah.
dad out there? Or even said to him, like, this is a women, are you waiting for somebody, just to like see what his response would be. But it just kind of, it sucks. We have to have such an awareness as female. And then also it's like, this person has to have such an awareness as a father to a female. And I don't know that will ever change, because there's just always going to be people that are bad natured, So
Yeah.
we just always kind of have to have our wits about us. But I think that just standing up for women and trying to be observant but not accusatory,
Yeah.
and that's that fine line that we have to walk, is just like, always assuming that there could be a bear or a man around the
Yeah.
other corner.
Yeah.
But that
Having to put your
bear,
keys in between your knuckles and
Yeah,
stuff when
right?
you walk down a street at night.
but walking that fine line that like that man could be, trying to find somebody to help him because his, partner broke her leg a mile away, or that bear might be, just going about its business and doesn't want anything to do with you. And
Yeah.
both scenarios could be true. So
Right. Yeah. Multiple things can be true at once. But
yeah.
but I think it's just a testament to all of the experiences collectively that we've had as women
Mm-hmm.
and all the shit that we've had to deal with.
Yeah,
So
we learned a lot
Yeah.
today.
we should end it there.
I like it's a good strong
I
point.
like that was a really, I'm glad you drew that question last, because
It was meant to be.
like that's kind of how I want to end everything.
I do love that we'll end on the brunch place that's in Marion, Ohio. I think one, it's very awesome that they are leaning into that concept, that these women feel safe in this environment to like go and do their thing. Kelly's breaking Papasan chairs over here. But he made a t-shirt that they're selling. Maybe we can like link it for them or
I
something to
saw
support.
that.
And it's this adorable teddy bear that has this giant
Bear.
he has a tattoo that says the chosen one because he's chosen, and he has a big like bling gold chain around his neck with a giant bee for brunch.
Yep.
And
I
something
saw
else, like
that.
there was something else.
Had you heard
but-
about this before I sent it to you?
No, I hadn't.
okay.
So I
I'm glad
just
that it
think
came
it's
up.
I think it's cool. So check out the whatever it's called in Marion, Ohio. They said they're booked out till December. So because I was like, we can go. That's not that bad of a drive. But
Yeah. I would be down to support.
mhm.
Yeah. And then there's that other all women. It's like, it's done at 10 p.m. The video that I sent you of all the women dancing
Oh,
to
yeah.
like the lady theme songs. Like,
Yeah.
I want to dance with somebody. And it's like just all women in the club. Starts at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
You're done by 10. Or maybe it's done by 8 p.m.
I had like 8 because I'm asleep.
I
by
think it's done by
10.
8 p.m. But that had me stoked. I was like, this is what we need. And apparently
yeah.
that's traveling. Like they're going
that's
all over
cool.
the place.
That's what we'll do for my birthday. We'll make it like a lady. Well, it won't be ladies. There'll be some men, but we're gonna make it like
Men
a,
that we
a
feel
date,
comfortable with.
a daytime brunch. with
Yeah.
women
like
and
it.
allies of women.
I like
so
it.
yeah, if you're a woman, watch out and support other women, and if you're a man, do the same, because some people have bad intentions, but luckily most people don't.
Most people, I think, are innately good,
Mm-hmm.
but it's unfortunate that there are some who are not, and all of us women specifically have had
Yeah.
to take the brunt of it.
Exciting news here in the Naked Room. Our anonymous hotline is now live. You can call in and leave an anonymous voicemail with anything from confessions to things you loved about the podcast, things you hate about the podcast. Eventually, this will be a line where we will leave you a prompt at the end of each episode that you can then call in and discuss with us, and it may be featured on one of our future episodes. But for now, let it rip. Whatever you've got to say, we want to listen. That phone number is 213-537-9791. See you there.
The Naked Room podcast is brought to you by hot coffee, cold showers, grit and determination, the power of being a woman.
We'd like to thank ourselves. This is a self-run operation. We have done all of this on our own, other than with the help of our hot sound guy, my husband, Curtis Keeper, who curated all of our equipment and got us up and running.
If you'd like to sponsor us, reach out.
Join us for new episodes every hump day or Wednesday for you prudes out there. Anywhere you get your podcast fix, and follow us on Substack and Instagram at The Naked Room Pod for behind the scenes and more.